Hello friends and welcome back to Generation Pixel, and if today is your first time that you've popped along to the channel, well, you have picked the perfect day to do that, because you see, something has arrived in the post today. This enormous box right here, and what it is, it's the Play It Forward community box, which was started by this chap over here, Craig at Goodwin's place. So this box full of absolutely wonderful retro goodies, or so I've been told, because not many people know what's in this box, and even the early box contributors probably don't know what's in it anymore. Well, it's my turn to open it. Now, before I open it, I'm going to show you two things. Firstly, a picture of how this box started, because, well, it wasn't quite this size when it started, and how it got here. So let's just have a look at how the community Play It Forward box made its way to Generation Pixel. So of course this box all starts with Craig at Goodwin's place. He puts together a wonderful selection of retro goodies, calls postman Pat in, packs it off, sends it to Pat, and Pat drives on to the next gamer. Now, the next gamer just happened to be Dad and Lad's Gaming. Unfortunately, Lad opened the box first, and, well, this happened because he's got retrophobia, you see, and needed a lie down. But anyway, Marcus, he sent it back to Pat, and Pat moves on to the next recipient, the Button Bashers, who in turn send it off to the next recipient of the box, and Pat is worried because the next recipient, Sega Head, he hates Pat. He blasts him with fire breath and blows up Pat. Of course, he calls in Sonic, because Sonic will do a faster job. Sonic takes the parcel and delivers to Get to Know, the Master System aficionado, fan favourite Georgie Slasher Gaming, and the second sexiest Scotsman on YouTube, Gib84, and in a blink of an eye he's off to the next three. Celtic fan Ink Northerner, Sony Pony Carbana, and Eddie Roller X-Core, who really loved his Newcastle Brown Ale. Leaving Sonic with his last mission and to deliver to Ginger Hippie Gaming, who turns to me and says, "There you go mate, this is your responsibility now, and the box is absolutely massive." And that is how the box made it all the way to me. So as you can see, that was quite a journey this box has already been on, and as you can probably guess by looking down there, it's already just about packed up and ready to go to the next recipient. And before we discuss who the next recipient's going to be, well, I'll give you a quick look at what I have taken out of the box. Now, to keep this a surprise, we don't show everything that's in the box, obviously, and we don't show what we put into the box, merely what we are taking out. So let's start. Now, another little sort of, let's call it tradition with this box, is to put something personal in for the next person who's getting it. Now, I think Sai at Ginger Hippie Gaming 42 has meant to put one thing in that's personal, but he's managed to put in, well, more than one. He's put in three things that are quite special, so we will start with them. Now, these are games for the ZX Spectrum, and we will start with the Turtles, the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, as you can see, because, well, this is the UK version. And just for anyone who doesn't know what we had to put up with back in the 8-bit micro days, especially on the Spectrum and the Commodore, there we go, one fabulous cassette tape, manual included, and I believe there's also a voucher for a holiday, but I'm not sure we'd be able to take those holidays anymore. Now, more importantly, the other two are quite special indeed. This one also is a ZX Spectrum game, Batman the movie from the Michael Keaton movie. Again, we have a wonderful Spectrum cassette tape. Now, this was the last ever game that I purchased for an 8-bit micro before I moved away from them and onto consoles, so that's quite special to me as well. And what I believe that he sent, and, well, without a doubt, would be this. Now, bear in mind, Pit Fighter is quite important to me, but down here we have Space Invaders, Taito's Space Invaders, which was probably, well, it's almost my first memory of gaming, and it's more than just the first memory of gaming. Space Invaders was the game that made me a gamer. back in 1980, and there we have Space Invaders and Pit Fighter, which, believe it or not, came out before Mortal Kombat, so it didn't quite look like that on the Spectrum, but it did so on the arcade machines. And there we go, 3 Spectrum games, and 3 Spectrum games that are quite important in my history of gaming. So let's move on from there, because there was other things that I managed to take out as well. And of course, they were mostly PlayStation. There were PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games. There was a couple of other items, but I'll go on to that as well. But let's just move on to the PlayStation 2 items that I'd taken out the box. I have got myself Kingdom Hearts. Now, this is a game I have never played, and I keep meaning it came complete, because there's things in this box. I mean, they're not all complete. There's some interesting things in there as well. There's some bits and pieces for you all to look at. But the games, yeah, there was a lot of complete games in here, and of course, this was one of them. It's a game I haven't played, as I've said, and I really need to get round to the Kingdom Hearts games. It's as simple as that. Other games, well, again, it was just a few games that I don't have in my collection, and well, obviously what you do is you fill this back up, you replace what you take, and I had several games to take. So there we have Superman Returns and Raven Rabbids, along with Ghost Hunter, and again, it came complete, and the discs are in good condition, so they're coming from collectors. What more can you expect? But Ghost Hunter, it's a game I've been looking at for a couple of weeks now. Someone mentioned it on a channel. Can't quite remember who. It might have been Nate at Retro Shack. But nevertheless, I also picked up Soul Calibur, or Soul Calibur 2. A game I haven't played and don't have, obviously, because I'm picking them out the box. Haven, The Call of the King, a game that I don't know don't know anything about. And Fighting Fury, which looks awful. It looks really early PlayStation 2, but I don't have a lot of fighters, and obviously if I'm focusing on my PlayStation 2 collection, well, this box has been, well, fantastic. It's a box that has just managed to give and give, and of course, hopefully when it moves on, it will give and give to the next person too. The final 2 PlayStation games that I took out the Sonic Plus Mega Collection. Now, I probably have these games in multiple formats and on multiple machines, but I don't have it for the PlayStation 2 yet, so that was fantastic to get this one back in to the library. And last of the PlayStation 2 games, Soul Reaver 2. I had to get Soul Reaver 2 when it was in the box. I've been looking at getting the Soul Reaver games again, or the Legacy of Kain games, and that's Soul Reaver 2 back in the collection. Now, also, I took out 3 PlayStation 1 games. Now, funnily enough, Soul Reaver, the Ricochet version, was in there, so I now have Soul Reaver and Soul Reaver 2. In Cold Blood, which I know nothing about, but I did see Ginger Hippie Gaming pop this into the box in his video, and I thought, you know what? If that's coming to me, that's probably going to stay with me. So it's a PlayStation game that I haven't played, I don't know much about, but hey, whatever, we'll have a look at that, and it's definitely going to go into the collection. And the important game that came out was Alien Trilogy. Now, Alien Trilogy was one of the first games I had for the PlayStation, and it was the game that I realised that first person shooters, FPS games, gave me motion sickness. After about, I don't know, it was about 45 minutes of playing this solid once I got my PlayStation, I was in a terrible state, let me tell you. So I've got it back. I'm going to try it again, because in recent years I've managed to get over most of the motion sickness when it comes to first person shooters. Now, I don't know whether the frame rates in these games is what causes it, but we'll give it a try and see, because you know what, I play VR as well, and that gives me motion sickness, but I persevere anyway. Now, the last couple of items that I took out the box, I picked up this from the box, because I've just picked up a Mega Drive. So if you were watching Nate's live stream with our live pickups, you would have noticed it. Yeah, I've picked up a Mega Drive, which is an important console in my gaming history as well. And this wonderful little cartridge has got the Revenge of Shinobi It's got Golden Axe and Streets of Rage, so that's 3 classic games on it that I'll be able to jump straight into and play on the new Mega Drive, so not too bad there. And the final game that I took out was this Star Wars Rebel Strike. Now, it's some sort of game exclusive now. I believe Sai said that it's a full game that's on it, but also mentioned something about having the original Star Wars arcade game inside, so this intrigued me. And I also had a spare box for this, because the box that came in was a regular DVD box, but I have a few spare cases and I had a spare GameCube case, so you know what, I'm going to make it look a little bit prettier. Take this one in, because it's Star Wars and it's GameCube. I don't have a lot in GameCube, so whenever I get the opportunity to pick up a title, I do, and this one looks quite interesting, so looking forward to checking out if it's a full game, and also if that original Star Wars arcade game is in there. That would be quite something else. Now, the very last item I took out was not a game, because it's not all games in the box, there's other little items, and I took out these mini discs for the Sinclair QL, the Quantum Leap. I'll let you have a look inside if you've never seen them before, but this was the media storage for the QL. These little, I forget what they're called, you know what, I might just pop up on the screen, because you know what, editing. And in these cards, they're not games, this is basically your office programs. You have Quill and Abacus, and what's the other ones? Easel and Archive. So basically databases, calculators, maybe, you know, a drawing program and a word processor. Now, it's not very exciting to most people, but Sinclair and the Sinclair ZX Spectrum was where I really got involved with gaming. I mean, yes, back in the 70s I did play Pong clones, and in 1980 I did absolutely love Space Invaders, and in 1980 and 1981 I had access to my cousin's Atari 2600, which I adored and wanted, but in 1982 I got a ZX Spectrum, a Sinclair ZX Spectrum, so this is a little piece of history. So it's not something I'll use because I don't have a QL, maybe get one in the future, but it's a lovely piece of computing history, or 8-bit micro computing history, and I'm happy to have this in the collection and sitting up as a display piece and something when I look at it. I have fond memories of the QL. I remember being excited as a kid that this new Sinclair QL Quantum Leap microcomputer was going to be so powerful and so wonderful. So I'm glad whoever dropped that in the box, I am so glad you did, because it's a wonderful little piece for me to display. So that was it. That was everything that I took out the box. Mostly PlayStation, because we all know I'm a Sony pony, but there was other things. There was some GameCube, there was the Spectrum stuff from the early days as well. Now, as I said, the box is packed up and just about ready to go to the next recipient. But unlike the previous few boxes where someone has just picked someone they want to send it to, this community box, it is a community box, and I want the community to take part in deciding where this is going. So this is going to be partly up to you. So what I want you to do is hit me up in the comments with who deserves to get this box, or who you would like to see getting this box next. Now, it can be anyone, it can even be yourself. Just drop in either the comments on YouTube. If you want to go privately, then I'll throw up my Twitter and my Instagram, so you can just hit me with a direct message there saying who you would like this box to go to. And after a week or two, just to give you time to get some decisions in, because I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of people I would love to send this on to myself, like Retro Chef and Retrobait and Retro Ed, and that's a lot of retros, and Andy, UK Kraut Gaming. There's tons of people out there that I would love to see. Retrobait as well, so many retros in the community. I think some people need to change their names. Only joking, guys. But yeah, send me in suggestions, or send me in who you would like to see this box go to, and also share this video, because Obviously the community's way bigger than the community that I'm a part of, but if you know anyone in the community that I perhaps don't know, well, share this video with them, get them to have a look, see if they want to be involved in this, and get back to me. As I said, get back to me in any way you want, whether it's on, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, even Facebook. A lot of guys are on Facebook, and just send me a message. Who deserves the box? So who does deserve the box? Send in your replies, and well, that's it for this video. It's been fantastic getting this box. Now, I will point out this box is exceptionally heavy at the moment, so it does take a few pounds to send it. So also, I should point out that it's staying in the UK. Not because I don't want to send it to North America or Australia or Germany, it's just the cost and the time it would take to send this beast there at the moment. Well, it's not going to happen. I'm really sorry. So in the UK, if you want the box, just message me. Now there are a couple of rules. Now, there was no hard and fast rules. Now, I'm trying to remember this all off the top of my head, but at the beginning, Craig's only real rules were you need to be part of the community. You need to be part of the YouTube retro gaming community or gaming community. You need a channel and 100 subs. Now, that's not a lot usually in this day and age, but you know what? If you send me a channel that maybe only has 50 to 100 subs, but we check them out and they're doing good stuff, if they're putting out stuff on a regular basis, it could just be they haven't found their audience yet. And I know that can happen because I know a few channels out there that I watch religiously who haven't managed to hit the 100 sub mark yet, and they've been going for a while as well. So as long as the person is in the UK, has a channel, putting out content on a regular basis, and is interested in being part of this community box, then send it to me, the message. Send me the message, just say that's what you want the box to go, and I will sort through them all and see if I can get some sort of winner. I truly would love to send it to any of the guys that I mentioned, and if they're the people that you want them sent to, that's where it will go. But I would also equally like to find people out there that I haven't yet had the opportunity to meet. So thank you very much for watching me ramble through this last bit, which is probably the most confusing bit. And until next time, cheerio!